Governor Inslee for his leadership, both as an incredibly important leader nationwide on climate and leading a state government that understands the importance of infrastructure. I can tell you the work that he has led and that your legislature has done, and the terrific partnership we have with Secretary Millar and the state DOT is not something that can be taken for granted. Not every state has that. And it can make us a better and easier partner to work with at the federal level when we're engaging with a state that is there. And really glad for his support, because the funding that we're talking about today would not have happened, wouldn't be here without that bipartisan infrastructure law. It would not have gotten to President Biden's desk without the support that we have from friends and allies in the House, and of course in the Senate, where Washington State punches above its weight with two powerhouse senators who have been such essential, vital, effective, and successful partners to President Biden and to this administration. I will be saying that even if we did not depend on them for our appropriations and our authorization respectively. We're working with Senator Cantwell, Chair Cantwell, as we speak, as we look toward the reauthorization of the FAA, and in so many respects have turned to her for support and leadership, including, again, getting this infrastructure bill done. Likewise, Senator Murray, Chair Murray, that extra funding is a big part of how we have been able to say yes. I know from inception we've been there when it was the Tiger Grant, now the RAISE grant that has enabled us to be in communities across the country. I'll say a little more about this in a moment, but really touching every part of America's community. The former naval officer in me understands the importance of Kitsap County. The former mayor in me loves being able to support local work and a community that clearly is very proud and deserves a wind at your back from the federal government. And the transportation secretary in me is just delighted to be here to celebrate this Port Orchard Breakwater replacement, something we know the community has been working toward for a long time, and that we're so proud to support as a great example of what President Biden's Invest in America agenda looks like, an important part of the lives and livelihoods of everyone in this region, whether it's fishing, sailing, waterborne transportation, and that importance is just as great today as it was 1,000 years ago. And that Port Orchard Breakwater is, of course, a big part of what makes this way of life possible. It still supports tribal fishing, just as it supports daily commutes on those ferries, even emergency response services.
Thank you.
Keep running. Keep running.
Sorry, I was going to say, can I join you? Oh, it's so great to join you. No, I'm still like this. Okay. I'll jump in. I can't wait to vote for you for president one day. Absolutely. Thanks for coming to our forum. I actually worked on your campaign when you were here in Seattle. I didn't get a chance to jump off stage.
Well, they said a few minutes, so I think they're just waiting for the arrival.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jim Roth. I'm the CEO here at the Port of Bremerton. Welcome. We are very excited and very relieved that we've got the final $9.4 million of a $16 million breakwater replacement project. So we're really happy about that. This breakwater is about 48 years old, so if you know anything about breakwaters, it's well beyond its useful life. So we are fortunate to get this thing going. This breakwater and marina provide a multitude of benefits and uses for the community, besides the 441 slips for boaters who are either here year-round or come to visit on weekends or long weeks. It also provides economic development for the city of Port Orchard. We are also working with the city of Port Orchard on their redevelopment project for the entire waterfront, and this is a big piece of it. We also provide transportation with Kitsap Transit. We support their area, the passengers here. We provide fishing for the Suquamish tribe. We have about 200 feet that we can bring our boats on. And a multitude of other uses, including just the community that gets to come and walk this thing every day. What I'd like to do quickly is just, last but not least, very and I want to quickly just thank the state legislators who $3 million towards this project as well. So Senator Emily Randall and Spencer Hutchins and Representative Shep Caldwell, thank you very much. The reason that's important to us is because if we don't get that support from the state, it's really hard for the federal to justify any kind of investment. So that was very critical what we got this year. We really appreciate it. And those of you in the local area who, organizations who sent me letters of support about why the marina and the Breakwater support the organization in the community, those are really important as well. That's what gets things started with the state support. So your letter to me is worth $15 million. So I really, really appreciate it. And then finally, of course, I want to thank our federal legislators, Congressman Derek Kilmer and Senator Patty Murray and Maria Cantwell. They were the voices for us on this project at the DC level. They listen to our story, they understand the importance, and they get the message out for us. So thank you, I really appreciate it. And then finally, I would certainly want to thank Secretary Pete Buttigieg and the U.S. Department of Transportation because they heard the story, they knew it was important to this community, and they found a way to get the investment to us. And this investment will get returns for years and years to come. So we thank you very much for that.
Welcome you here. It's exclusive territory. It's Suquamish tribe. We've lived here for thousands of years, as evidenced by archaeological sites throughout this side of the bay. The inlet here, complete one, very ancient one at Port Orchard City Hall. So as you drive by there, you will see that the City Hall sits on it. Children thousands of years old by people that place names associated here for, of course, for kind of 6,000 memorial. I'd like to introduce our Vice Chairman right here, Josh Bagley. Josh is very familiar with these waters. He's fished here with his family, carrying on an ancient tradition that's been feed by the Treaty of Cornelia. Right. It's our fishing ground, our training grounds, etc. And as the Port of Bremerton has emphasized this partnership with us to provide moorage for our fishermen. We do come out here to fish for Chinook salmon every year, and it's one of the few Chinook salmon harvesting areas left.
Are really part of an ongoing revolution in the economy of the United States and the transportation system of the United States. And what made me think about that was looking over the Lady Washington. So we started during a transition. The state of Washington was leading the world in the clean energy revolution in transportation so we can defeat climate change, and that's what we're going to do. A little help from the President of the United States, which I appreciate, and the U.S. Congress. Can we just give Pete a round of applause? I do want to note it's local leadership too. This is a continuum from the White House to Port Orchard. Here's some leaders at Kitsap Transit Authority. We have as good progressive leadership in this transit authority of any transit authority in the United States. We've got buses being charged remotely so you can pull up and get your battery charged. We've got the watermen. We're going to lead. Round of applause for the kids up front. All of our two great singers. But I get to introduce the man who made us forget more bits.
Good afternoon, everybody. So 1974 was a big year. It saw the birth of the Rubik's Cube. It saw the birth of the barcode scanner. It saw the birth of the Post-it note. It saw the birth of the Breakwater here in Port Orchard. And it saw the birth of Congressman Derek Kilmer. Now, sadly, all of those things have aged significantly. And that's why I am delighted to be here with Secretary Buttigieg, with my terrific partners, Senators Murray and Cantwell, with our state leadership, tribal leadership, with our local leadership. Thank you to all of you. Let me talk about why federal funding for this Breakwater is a big deal. $9.4 million from the federal government isn't just news, it is a game changer. This isn't just a dollar amount. It is an investment in progress. It's an investment in this community and some of the vision that this community has for economic opportunity. For 50 years, this Breakwater has been a key element of port infrastructure, contributing about $10 million annually to the local economy. Now, here's what we know. 50 years brings a lot of wear and tear. I think that's what our primary care doctor. And that Breakwater is about 20 years past its lifespan. And so today, as you've already heard, this Breakwater is a lifeline for marine vessels. It's part of emergency.
You got it. There he goes. He just flew over the top.
So with that, it's my honor to
Turn up the volume. Yeah, it's too loud. It's not loud.
I say that because all of these are really about economic new economies, and there are new opportunities. So I want to thank Secretary Buttigieg for being here, because he came to Washington last year. Well, Secretary Buttigieg, when it comes to communities along Puget Sound, when you're talking about infrastructure.
Yeah, Patty! Woo-hoo! I'm in tennis shoes.
Tennis shoes.
It's wonderful to be here in beautiful Orchard, and I tell everybody who's not from here, it's always like this. But I'm so glad to be here with Secretary Buttigieg and Governor Inslee, Senator Cantwell, and Congressman Kilmer, Chairman Forsman, all of our local officials, legislators, folks out here today, and our commissioners, really to highlight this amazing new Breakwater replacement project that is so badly needed. Humor from everyone. I know how important this project is for Port Orchard and Bremerton, really all of people who make their home and their living along this beautiful waterfront. All told, this contributes some $10 million annually to the local economy. Breakwater is, as Gary told you, 20 years past its lifespan, and really seriously listed failure, which is why I was so excited to help in federal funding through the Raise Grant program for this in Breakwater here.
Woo! Thank you, thank you.
Maria remembers, I actually created the Raise Grant program. We called it the Tiger Grant program at the time, but we changed the name to Raise Grant back in 2009 to keep our state and America moving forward. And I have worked year after year at the appropriations level to continue this vital program to make sure communities like Port Orchard have an opportunity to compete for that federal funding. In fact, you should know that Washington State has been awarded Raise Grant funding every single one of the 15 years we've had this program. Like Peninsula Bookstall, which showcases so many amazing local brewers. If you have time later. The dock, where we just had a great lunch, and just so much more. So in other words, you can see how this new Breakwater will keep boats and businesses and families safe. And it's really, as the governor knows, going to help strengthen our climate resiliency. So Port Orchard is better prepared for that next weather disaster we know we will have, and which is so important as we tackle the climate crisis. This is the bipartisan infrastructure law at work right here in Port Orchard. This is actually the appropriations process at work right here. And this is Congress investing in our communities to make life better for folks. So it's great to be here today with all of you to celebrate, and I'm especially excited to thank Senator Buttigieg for coming out, for his strong work at the federal level. And being
Pete, I hope their buses work better than the boats. What's that?
This guy's full of it. Don't worry about it, Pete.
Mr. Secretary, can I get a photo? Sorry, I was gonna say, can I join you? Oh, it's so great to join you.
Hi, Emily.
Hi. Good to see you.
Keep running.
How are you, Leonard? Hey, John. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you. Hey, John. Good work. Good work.
I can't say yes to anything right now.
No, I gotta leave the water to get.
Now, did you say that Patty Murray was going to be here also?
No, I wouldn't be surprised if she showed up.